So let's get started. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya
Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya
Prabhu
Prabhu
Nityananda
Nityananda
Sri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaur
Shadi
Bhakta
Gaur
Vrinda
Bhaktivinoda
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Krishna
Krishna
Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna. So welcome everyone for today's session on chapter 7 of Bhagavad Gita. I'm going to share the screen quickly. So everybody know Bhagavad Gita. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. All of us have a copy of Bhagavad Gita, right? Okay. So we're starting with 7, sloka number 7. So can you see my screen now? Can you confirm if
Yes,
you can?
Swamiji. Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. So this is chapter 7 called Knowledge of the Absolute. So Krishna, you remember in chapter 6 we ended, Krishna says that on the topmost yogis, the one who focuses on me, who remembers me, who makes me ultimate goal of their yoga. And now Krishna in chapter 7 starting saying, now hear from me, Krishna is saying, Ocean of Partha, how by practicing yoga in full consciousness of me, with mind attached to me, you can know me in full freedom, free from doubt. Sri Bhagavan Uvacha, Maya Sakta Mana Partha, Yogam Yunjanja Madasraya, Asansayam Samagram Mam Yatha Jashishi, Tatha Kuru. Right? And then text number 2, Krishna says, Jnanam teham savajnanam idam vakshami sheshasha yagyatva neha bhuyo anyas jnanatvam avisasyate. Now I shall now declare to you in full this knowledge, both phenomenal and numinous. So it says jnanam teham savijnanam. So not just knowledge, but practical application of knowledge. Savijnanam. Krishna is saying, I'll declare everything to you now. Thus being known, nothing further shall remain for you to know. So if you understand this chapter, there is nothing remains for you in the world to know. This is what Krishna is saying. Then Krishna is saying, Manushyanam sahastreshu kaschit yeti siddhye yatatamapi siddhanam kaschin mam vete tattvata. Out of many thousands of among men, one may endeavor for perfection. And of those who have achieved perfection, hardly one knows me in truth. Krishna is saying that knowing me is not very easy. Why? Because even in thousands of men, one may try to get liberation, which is perfection. And of those who achieve liberation, even then they don't know me, Krishna is saying. So now from here, text number 4, Krishna is starting to explain his opulence, his capacity, his what he is. So he's saying, Bhumir apinalo baya khang mano buddhirevacha ahankaritiyam me bhinna prakriti ishtadha. Krishna is saying, earth, water, fire, air, ether, mind, intelligence, and false ego, altogether these 8 constitute my separated energies. So if you analyze the whole world, you will find only these things. And mostly material science only focuses on these 5 things: earth, water, air, fire, ether. But spiritual science also focuses on mind, intelligence, and false ego. That is metaphysical. So, physical or metaphysical, Krishna is saying everything comes from me. These eight constitute my separated energy. So, Krishna is the owner. So, which means if somebody owns all of this and the whole world is made up of this, then directly Krishna is the owner of the whole cosmic manifestation, not just the world. And then Krishna is saying, Aparme itam तस्त्वन्यम प्रकृतिम विद्धि में पराम जीवभूत महाभाव यदे येदाम धार्यते जगत. Beside these, O mighty Amarjuna, there is another superior energy of mind. So that was eight energies Krishna explained is inferior energy. And now Krishna is going to explain superior energy of mind, he's saying, which comprise of living entities. That is the soul, the spirit. That is called superior energy of Krishna, who are exploiting the resources of this material nature. So we, as a spirit soul, exploiting the resources made up of those eight constituents of Krishna's inferior energy. So if you see from this perspective, the whole world is belongs to Krishna, not just a spirit, but material, everything, right? Krishna is saying now. That's what Krishna explain now, declaring. यतयो योनि भूतानि सर्वान्नित्य उपा अपुधारयात् अहं कृतक्षस्य जगतः प्रभवा प्रलयस्तथा. Krishna is saying all created beings have their source in these two natures. So this is a big knowledge now. So anything in the world you see, whether it's a dead matter or active living matter, Krishna is saying everything has source in these two type of nature. And of all that is material and all that is spiritual in this world, know for certain that I am the both origin and dissolution. Right? Aham kritashnasya jagatah. Krishna is saying, and prabhava pralayastatha. Whether it's origin or when it dissolves, everything coming from me. I am the origin, both origin and dissolution. So only by just these slokas, what Krishna is explaining, you can easily understand he is not an ordinary person. He is supreme personality of Godhead. There is no one bigger than him, right? Because he is openly declaring this. Aham. Aham means I. Krishna. In the battlefield of Kurukshetra, remember this. They are explaining in the battlefield of Kurukshetra to Arjun this confidential knowledge. Okay. So from here on, we'll continue reading this text 7. Okay. So let's start with text 7 today. मज्ञानितिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुपुरमिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपकदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरु श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सागरललितां तां तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं श्रीकृष्ण चैतन्य देवं श्री राधा कृष्ण पादान श्री गणलता श्री विशाखान्तांश्च हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगतपते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमस्ते तप्तकांतेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये. जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद. हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे. Text number 7. You can repeat, all of you can repeat after me. मत्ता परतरम नान्यत् किंचिदस्ति धनंजय मयि सर्वम् इदं प्रोक्तम् श्रुतिमणिगणा इव. सूत्रे मणिगणा इव.
प्रोक्तं सूत्रे मणिगया इव.
Okay. Can you hear me clearly?
Yes.
Okay, thank you, Mataji. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, Shri Bhaktivedanta Swami, Srila Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Translation. O conqueror of wealth, there is no truth superior to me. Everything rests upon me as pearls are strung on the thread. Purport. There is a common controversy over whether the supreme absolute truth is personal or impersonal. As far as Bhagavad Gita is concerned, the absolute truth is the personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna, and this is confirmed in every step. In this verse in particular, it is stressed that the absolute truth is a person. That personality of Godhead is the supreme absolute truth, is also the affirmation of Brahma Samhita. Ishvara Parama Krishna Shachidananda Vigraha. That is, the supreme absolute truth, personality of Godhead, is Lord Krishna, who is primordial Lord, the reservoir of all pleasure, Govinda, and the eternal form of complete bliss and knowledge. These authorities leave no doubt that absolute truth is supreme person, the cause of all causes. The impersonalist, however, argues on the strength of Vedic version given in Svetastra Upanishad 3.10. ततो यद उत्तरातरं तद् अरूपम् अनामयम् यद् या एतद्विदुर अमृतस्य ते भवन्ति अथतरे दुःखम् इवाप्यन्ति. Quote, in the material world, Brahma, the premier living entity within the universe, is understood to be the supreme among us, the demigods, human beings, and lower animals. But beyond Brahma, there is a transcendence who has no material form and is free from all material contamination. Anyone who can know him also becomes transcendental, but those who do not know him suffers the miseries of the material world. The impersonalist pushed more stress on the word arupam, but this arupam is not impersonal. It indicates the transcendental form of eternally bliss and knowledge, as described in the Brahma Samhita quoted above. Other verses in Svetastra Upanishad 3.8.9 substantiate this as follows. वेदाहम् एतं पुरुष महात्मा महान्तम् आदित्यवर्णं तमसा परशत् तम एव विद्याति मृत्युं यतेति नान्या पंथ विद्यते अनन्या यस्मात् परं न परम् असि किंचित् यस्मान्नान्यो न जयोऽस्ति किंचित् वृका एव स्तब्धो द्वितिष्ठस्य एकस्तेनेदं पूर्णं पुरुषेण सर्वम्. I know that Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is transcendental to all material conception of darkness. Oh, sorry. Only he who knows him can transcend the bonds of birth and death. There is no way of liberation other than this knowledge of that Supreme Person. There is no truth superior to that Supreme Person because he is supermost. He is the smaller than the smallest and he is the greater than the greatest. He is situated in a silent tree and he illuminates the transcendental sky. And as a tree spreads its roots, he spreads his extensive energies. From these verses, one concludes that the Supreme Absolute Truth is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is all pervading by his multi energies, both material and spiritual. So, what did you understood from this reading?
God is everything.
Yeah, but in this case, who is the God?
Krishna.
Yeah. So somebody can say, okay, God is everything. That's the problem. That we don't specify who is God because until we specify, the potency is lost, right? So Krishna is in battlefield of Kurukshetra, sitting on the chariot of Arjuna near Delhi, Kurukshetra, and he's personally saying, everything rests upon me. So this is very important to understand that how come God is sitting on a chariot explaining to Arjuna, right? Generally, when we think of God, we think, oh, it's very great. It's something inconceivable. We cannot even think of. But here Krishna, sitting like an ordinary human being and driving the chariot of Arjuna, and he's saying, everything rests upon me. Whether it's a living, non-living, whole manifestation. It's like a thread. He's giving mani gana evacha. It's like I have a neck bead, so you cannot see the thread. Can you see my thread? No. You can see the bead. You can see the necklace beads, but you cannot see the thread. But if you take out the thread, the whole necklace falls apart, however beautiful it may be. You just take out the thread, the everything falls apart. So Krishna is explaining that in this world you don't see me personally because you don't see God personally. But it's like a bead, it's like a neck bead or any bead, um, uh, and the thread. So thread is the God, Krishna. If you take out the God out of it, then you're gone. Like it's a confusion problem, and that's what happened in society. That we have taken out God from our life. So we are like we are beautiful, we are nice, like like a pearls in a necklace. But since there is no thread, everything is scattered. It's messed up. Moment you put thread in it, it becomes a nice necklace, right? So is- all the beads come together. Nice arrangement of the thread. So Krishna is explaining very nicely that Mai sarvam idam protam sutre mani gana eva. Right, the pearl are strung on a thread. This is how everything rests upon me. Just like you don't see the thread, you don't see my personal presence, but if you know that everything rests upon me, then you can observe. It's like in any country, everything functions because nicely because there is a government. There is a system in place. You don't see the system, but moment you take out the system, you see everything hodgepodge, right? It's like a structure system in anything, any organization, in any country. If there is no government, then it's you be careful, right? Even if there is government, but if it is a bad government, then also be careful. Like right now, where I'm living, great America, that's going crazy. So sometime, even if it is there, some things are there, but if it is not right, then also it can create problem. So that's why we have to rightly identify, okay, everything rests on Krishna, who is the supreme personality of Godhead. And there is a personality. Sometimes people say, okay, I believe there is God, but the God cannot be person. God has to be something, beyond my imagination. So if the God looks like me, two hand, two legs, then he is not a God, right? They say, oh, how can a human become a God? No. But if the God is great, then God can do anything. How can you restrict God from becoming a human? If the God can create human, why don't he will have his own form. So a lot of people, even who believe in God, they don't believe in form of the God. They say, oh, God is formless. It's like a white light or some kind of sunlight, some kind of bright light. That's what their God is. Jyoti, some kind of Jyoti, Dibya Jyoti. But Krishna is saying, here you have Krishna in the battlefield of Kurukshetra on the chariot of Arjuna and saying, I am God. But we think, no, God is formless. That is not, that's not in sync. So either Krishna is wrong or you are wrong, or somebody says God is formless is wrong. And most likely, the person who says formless is wrong because Krishna is proving I am God. And you cannot prove that God is formless. You just believe that God doesn't have form, but you cannot prove it. Because Krishna proves by his life that I am the God. Whether he is a baby or he is a 94-year-old in the battlefield of Kurukshetra, he remains ever fresh, youth, powerful, knowledgeable. In all six opulences, he is proving I am God. Right? Okay. Any question, comment here?
No. No, Prabhuji.
Okay. Now let's
Yes.
understand. Next question. Yes, you are saying something.
Yes, I am saying that Krishna is saying that I am smaller than smallest and greater than greatest, situated in silent tree, illuminates the transcendental sky and the tree spread in the root. He spread his extensive energy in all. The God is everywhere.
Everywhere. Now,
Yes.
next is sloka 8 to 12 is going to, Krishna is going to explain how he is everywhere. Because next question will be, okay, Krishna, I believe you that you are saying that you are everywhere, everything rests on you, but then how? Right? Like, how can I see? Because I don't see you right now, but how I can see that you are everywhere? You tell me. So Krishna is going to say from this sloka number 8. Okay, who wants to read this? Very interesting slokas it will come, that how you can see Krishna everywhere in this world right now. Okay, so
Can
let's go.
can
Yes,
I?
yes, Mataji.
रसोऽहं पुप्सु कौन्तेय प्रभास्मि शशिसूर्ययो प्रणव सर्ववेदेषु शब्दः खे पौरुषं नृषु O son of Kunti, I am the taste of water, the light of sun and the moon, the syllable Om in the Vedic mantras. I am the sound in ether and ability in a man. This verse explains how the Lord is all pervasive by his diverse material and spiritual energies. The Supreme Lord can be preliminarily perceived by his different energies, and in this way he is realized impersonally. As the demigod in the sun is person and is perceived by his all pervading energy, the sunshine, so the Lord, although he is eternal abode, is perceived by his all pervading diffusive energies. The taste of water is the active principle of water. No one likes to drink the sea water because the of pure taste of water is mixed with the salt. Attraction of water for water depends on the purity of taste, and his pure taste is one of the energies of the Lord. The impersonalist perceives the presence of Lord in water by its taste, and the personalist also glorifies the Lord for his kindly supplying tasty water to quench men's thirst. That is the way perceiving the supreme, practically speaking, there is no conflict between the personalism and the impersonalism. One who knows God knows that the impersonal conception and personal conception are simultaneously present in everything, and there is no contradiction. Therefore, Lord Chaitanya established his sublime doctrine, Achintya Bhedana and Bheda Tattva, simultaneously oneness and difference. The light of sun and the moon is also originally emanating from the Brahma Jyoti, which is impersonal effulgence of the Lord, and the Pranav or the Omkara, transcendental sound of beginning of the Vedic hymns addressed in the Supreme Lord, because in impersonalists they are very much afraid of addressing Supreme Lord Krishna by his innumerable names. They prefer to vibrant and transcendental sound Omkara, but they do not realize that Omkara is the sound representation of Krishna. The jurisdiction of Krishna consciousness extends everywhere, and the one knows Krishna consciousness is the blessed. Those who do not know the Krishna are in illusion, and so knowledge of Krishna is liberation and ignorance of the bondage. Should I read more? One more?
Yes,
Should I
Mataji,
read?
you can read
Okay.
one more. Yes.
पुण्यो गन्धा पृथ्वीमा चाते जष्ट्रात्मि विभवसो जीवनं सर्वभूतेषु तपश्चास्मि तपस्विषु I am the original fragrance of earth and I am the heat in fire. I am the life of all the lives, and I am the penance of the ascetics. Punya means that which is not decomposed. Punya is original. Everything in the material world has a certain flavor or fragrance, as the flavor of fragrance is in a flower or in the earth, in water, fire, in air, etc. The uncontaminated flavor, the original flavor which permeates everything is Krishna. Similarly, everything has particular original taste, and the taste can be changed by mixture of chemicals. So everything original has some smell, some fragrance, and some taste. Vibhu Vasu means fire. Without fire, we cannot run factories, we cannot cook, etc. And that fire is Krishna. The heat is the fire is Krishna. Heat in the fire is Krishna. According to the Vedic medicine, indigestion is due to low in temperature in the belly. So even the digestion fire is needed. In Krishna consciousness, we become aware of the earth, water, fire, air, every active principle, all chemical and all material elements are due to Krishna. The duration of man's life is also due to Krishna. Therefore, by the grace of Krishna, man can prolong his life or diminish it. So, Krishna consciousness is active in every sphere.
Now you see, we just read, Mataji read two slokas. So now, if we actually we all of us we observe all these things daily in our life. The heat. Right now you're seeing sunlight. You drink water. We drink water. We look at sunlight. We see ability in people. We smell the fragrance of the earth, like scents or incense or any kind of thing, right? Um, we have also experienced Omkara, Om, right? Pramana Sharvadeshu. Moon in the night, sun in the day, right? We hear sound and we are alive. Everyone is alive. Krishna is saying in this loka, I am the life of all the lives. I am the penance of all the ascetics. So you see, who can deny Krishna as a god? I mean, practically nobody can deny, because now we can see Krishna everywhere, because he's proving that, okay, this is how you see me, because everything comes from me. Why? Because all of these things which you are experiencing is me, is coming from me. So if what do you have to do? What do we have to do? Just try to see Krishna everywhere, right? And if we read Bhagavad Gita and remember these slokas, it become easy, because Krishna is saying, I am the sound, I am the water, I am the earth, I am the heat in fire, I am the life, air, and the life of everyone. So what remain? So there are more remaining. So Krishna is going to explain. Okay. So we'll go next one. Now somebody can say, because it's very important, very intelligently Krishna explaining. Somebody can say, all right, I know that everything material, that you explained, and including soul, you can say, okay, comes from you. Then Krishna is going to explain further, the text number 10.
Hare
Who wants
Krishna.
to? Yes.
Azri.
Yes, ma'am.
Bijam mam sarvabhutanam vidhi partha sanatanam sanatanam buddhir buddhima matam asmi tejasvinam aham. O son of Partha, know that I am the origin seed of all existence, the intelligence of the intelligent, and the prover of all the powerful men. Purport. Bijam means seed. Krishna is the seed of everything. There are various living things, movable and intact, inert. Birds, beasts, men, and many other living creatures are moving living entities. Trees and plants, however, are inert and they cannot move, but only stand. Every entity is uh, contained with a scope of 84 lakhs species of life. Some of them are moving and some are inert. In all cases, however, the seed of their living is Krishna. As stated in Vedic literature, Brahman or the supreme absolute truth is that from where everything is emanating. Krishna is Para Brahman, the Supreme Spirit. Brahman is impersonal and Para Brahman is personal. Impersonal Brahman is situated in the personal aspect. That is stated in Bhagavad Gita. Therefore, originally Krishna is the source of everything. He is the root. As a root of tree maintains the whole tree, Krishna, being the original root of all things, maintains everything in this material manifestation. This is also confirmed in the Vedic literature, Katha Upanishad 2.2.13. नित्यो नित्य नित्यानां चेतर चेतनस चेतनानां एको बहुनाम यो विदाधति kaman. He is the prime eternal among all the eternals. He is the supreme living entity of all the entities. He alone is maintaining all life. One cannot do anything without intelligence. And Krishna also says that he is the root of all the intelligence. Unless a person is intelligent, he cannot understand the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna. Further, shall I read?
You can read next one, man. Yeah.
Balam balavatam chanam kama raga with virajitam dharma virudo bhuteshu kamo sami bharata arsabha. I am the strength of strong, devoid of passion and desire. I am sex life where is no not contrary in religious principle. O Lord of Bharata Arjuna, the strong purport. The strong man's strength should be applied to protect the weak, not for personal aggression. Similarly, sex life, according to the religious principle dharma, should be for the propagation of children, not otherwise. The responsibility of the parents is then to make their offspring Krishna conscious. Further or done?
It's okay. Somebody else can read. So just now, we read two slokas. Krishna is saying, Bijam mam sarvabhutanam vidhi partha sanatanam buddhir buddhimatam asmi tejo tejasvanam aham. Ocean of Partha, know that I am the original seed of all existence. So Krishna is proving that everything is originated from me. So he's a seed. And somebody can say, all right, but there is intelligence to create things. You can give seed, but then how to maintain it? For maintenance, you need intelligence. Krishna is saying, I am the intelligence of the intelligent. So if you see anybody in the world intelligent, so intelligence in that person comes from Krishna. So Krishna. And somebody can say, oh, what about power? Krishna says, I am the prowess of all powerful men. So nothing is beyond Krishna. Nityo nityanam chaitanas chaitananam eko bahunam yogi vadhati kaman. He is the eternal, prime eternal among all eternal, and is the supreme living entity among all the living entities. He is alone maintaining all life. One cannot do anything without intelligence. And Krishna says he is the root of all intelligence. So alone eko bahunam. So he is alone eko and bahunam. He is maintaining all kind of people. Yogi vadhati kaman. Right? And then Krishna says, if you see someone powerful, strength, then I am the strength of that person who is powerful. The big body, and even you see powerful, whether elephant or dinosaurs or anything, their strength is Krishna. And especially which strength? Because somebody may be passion and desires. So that strength Krishna supply it, but the originally Krishna is the strength of someone who is devoid of passion and desires. And then what about sex life? Krishna says, I am the sex life. Which sex life? The one who is not contrary to religious principle, which is like a Vedic religious marriage, and person who is the persons who are committed to husband and wife. That sex life, and especially to produce children who are Krishna consciousness, propagation of children. If for that sex life, Krishna says, I am the sex life. If you are doing sex for producing children who are Krishna conscious, if that's the intention, then I am that sex life. Okay. So Krishna is proving how he is all pervasive. Okay. In present in everything, what you experience, what we see, what we observe. Okay. Now let's go to the text number 12. Who wants to read?
Shall I, Prabhuji?
Yes, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Rachaiva satvika bhava rajasastamasascha mata yavati tanvidhi natu aham te situ te maye. Know that all states of being, be they of goodness, passion, or ignorance, are manifested by my energy. I am, in one sense, everything, but I am independent. I am not under the modes of material nature, for, for they, on the contrary, are within me. But all material activities in the world are being conducted under three modes of material nature. Although these material modes of nature are emanations from the Supreme Lord Krishna, he is not subject to them. For instance, under the state laws, one may be punished, but the king, the lawmaker, is not subjected to the law. Similarly, all the modes of material nature, goodness, passion, and ignorance are emanations from the Supreme Lord Krishna. But Krishna is not subject to material nature. Therefore, he is Nirguna, which means that these gunas or modes, although issuing from him, do not affect him. That is one of the special characteristics of Bhagavan or the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Shall I continue, Prabhuji?
Yes.
Vibirguna Mayir Bhavir Yabisha Sarvam Idam Jagat Mohitamna Vijaya Gnanati Mam Ebhya Param Avyayam. Diluted by the three modes, goodness, passion, and ignorance, the whole world does not know me, who am above the modes and inexhaustible. But the whole world is enhanced by the three roles of material nature. Those who are bewildered by these three modes cannot understand the transcendental to his material nature is the Supreme Lord Krishna. Every living entity under the influence of material nature has a particular type of body and a particular type of psychological and biological activities accordingly. These are four classes of men functioning in the three material modes of nature. Those who are purely in the mode of goodness are called Brahmanas. Those who are purely in the mode of passion are called Kshatriyas. Those who are in the modes of both passion and ignorance are called Vaisyas. Those who are completely in ignorance are called Sudras. And those who are less than that are animals or animal life. However, these designations are not permanent. I may be either a Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaisya, or whatever. In any case, this life is temporary. But although life is temporary and we do not know what we are going to be in the next life, by the spell of this illusory energy, we consider ourselves in terms of the bodily conception of life. And we thus think that we are American, Indian, Russian, or Brahmana, Hindu, Muslim, etc. And if we become entangled with the modes of material nature, then we forget the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is behind all these modes. So Lord Krishna says that living entities deluded by these three modes of nature do not understand that Behind the material background is the supreme personality of Godhead. There are many different kinds of living entities, human beings, demigods, animals, etc. And each and every one of them is under the influence of material nature. And all of them have forgotten the transcendental personality of Godhead. Those who are in the modes of passion and ignorance, and even those who are in the mode of goodness, cannot go beyond the impersonal Brahman conception of the absolute truth. They are bewildered before the Supreme Lord in his personal nature, which places all beauty, opulence, knowledge, strength, fame, and renunciation. And even those who are in goodness cannot understand
Seems Mataji is lost, right?
beauty, opulence,
Okay.
knowledge.
And
Then
even
even
those
those
who are in goodness cannot
who are in
understand what
goodness
hope is
cannot
there for
understand.
passion in or ignorance.
Yeah,
Krishna
Krishna
consciousness is
consciousness.
transit. Yes, please. Yeah.
Krishna consciousness is transcendental to all these three modes of material nature, and those who are truly established in Krishna consciousness are actually liberated. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Mataji. So Krishna is saying that in this sloka number 12 and 13, now Mataji read,
Yes.
that somebody can say then how the world is functioning. So Krishna is saying that this world functions under the three modes: goodness, passion, and ignorance, and they are my energies. Krishna is saying it's my energy. I'm in one sense everything, but I am independent. So if somebody can say, okay, the whole world function under three modes, then Krishna is also part of that world. He's sitting in the battlefield of Kurukshetra with Arjuna. So what is his position? He is the part of the world. So Krishna is saying, no, no, no. I am everything, but I am independent. I don't come under these modes, and they are under me. It's like you can say the president is the part of the government, but the government cannot control the president because then you give the leadership to a one person. Right now in America, it's a Donald Trump. So if this a mundane person can become so powerful that he can defy the laws, you can create the laws, and laws does not apply it on you because you are a creator. So then what about Krishna, who is the creator of the whole cosmic manifestation? How can he come under any rules? Then he's saying here, I am independent. I don't come under these material modes or any modes for that matter. Contrary, they are within me. They are my energy. So of course, energy comes under energetic. So Krishna is a source of energy. Of course, everything will be under him, right? And Krishna. So then, next question: why people don't understand this? That Krishna is the God, or Krishna is Supreme Personality of Godhead. Krishna is saying, deluded by three modes. These modes delude, confuse us. So whole world doesn't know me. Krishna is saying they don't know me, Arjun, who is above the mode and inexhaustible. So Krishna is saying, why you don't understand me? Because of everyone is working under these three modes, this world. Trivir gurmair bhavir evi sarvam idam jagat mohitam na vijanati mam evya param avyayam. So that's why they don't know. Now the question comes then, which means if the material modes are very powerful, that they delude everyone and nobody knows who is God, and especially if we don't know whether Krishna is God because the modes have confused us, then modes are more powerful than God, right? The material modes are more powerful than God because they can confuse and cover Krishna. So Krishna get covered by the modes. So the who is more powerful? The modes. So that's Krishna gonna clarify. So that question here, text number 14. Who wants to read this one?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. I can.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Dhanwad.
दैवी एषा गुणमयी मम माया दुरत्यया मामेव ये प्रपद्यन्ते मायामेतां तरन्ति ते. This divine energy of mine consisting of the three modes of material nature, is difficult to overcome, but those who have surrendered unto me can easily cross beyond it. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Should I
Need to
continue?
read purport. Yeah, purport. Yeah.
Purport. The Supreme Personality of Godhead has innumerable energies, and all these energies are divine. Although the living entities are part of his energies and therefore divine, due to contract with due to contact with material energy, their original superior power is covered. Being thus covered by material energy, one cannot possibly overcome its influence. As previously stated, both the material and spiritual natures, being emanations from the Supreme Personality of Godhead, are eternal. The living entities belong to the eternal superior nature of the Lord. But due to contamination by the inferior nature, matter, their illusion is also eternal. The conditioned soul is therefore called Nityabadha or eternally conditioned. No one can trace out the history of his becoming conditioned at a certain date in material history. Consequently, his release from the clutches of material nature is very difficult, even though that the material nature is an inferior energy, because the material energy is ultimately conducted by the supreme will, which the living entity cannot overcome. Inferior material nature is defined herein as divine nature due to its divine connection and movement by the divine will. Being conducted by divine will, material nature, although inferior, acts so wonderfully in the in the construction and destruction of the cosmic manifestation. The Vedas confirm this as follows: Mayam tu prakrutim vidyan, Mainam tu Maheshwaram. Although Maya, illusion, is false or temporary, the background of Maya is the supreme magician, the personality of Godhead, who is Maheshwara, the supreme controller. Shweta Shvatara Upanishad 4.10. Another meaning of guna is rope. It is to be understood that the conditioned soul is tightly tied by the ropes of illusion. A man bound by the hands and feet cannot free himself. He must be helped by a person who is unbound, because the bound cannot help the bound. The rescuer must be liberated. Therefore, only Lord Krishna or his bona fide representative, the spiritual master, can release the conditioned soul. Without such superior help, one cannot be freed from the bondage of material nature. Devotional service or Krishna consciousness can help one gain such release. Krishna, being the Lord of the illusory energy, can order this in some insurmountable energy to release the conditioned soul. He orders this release out of his causeless mercy on the surrendered soul and out of his paternal affection for the living entity, who is originally a beloved son of Lord. Therefore, surrender unto the lotus feet of the Lord is the only means to get free from the clutches of the stringent material nature, that is Maya. The word Mam Eva are also significant. Mam means unto Krishna, Vishnu only, and not Brahma or Shiva. Although Brahma and Shiva are greatly elevated and are almost on the level of Vishnu, it is not possible for such incarnations of Rajoguna passion and Tamoguna ignorance to release the conditioned soul from the clutches of Maya. In other words, both Brahma and Shiva are also under the influence of Maya. Only Vishnu is the master of Maya. Therefore, he alone can give release to the conditioned soul. The Vedas, Shweta Shvatara Upanishad 3.8, confirm this in the phrase Tam eva Viditva, or freedom, is possible only by understanding Krishna. Even Lord Shiva affirms that liberation can be achieved only by the mercy of Vishnu. Lord Shiva says, Mukti Pradata Sarvesham Sarvesham Vishnur Evana Samasya
Samsayah.
Samshaya. There is no doubt that Vishnu is the deliverer of liberation for everyone. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yes, so Prabhu just read that why we get, this Maya is very powerful. Krishna is saying, Daivi Gurumai Mam Maya Durattaya is very powerful and very difficult to overcome. Krishna is saying. But next line is saying, Mame Mayev Prapadyante Maya Etam Tarantite. So anyone who surrendered to Krishna, he's saying, surrender unto me, can easily cross this material modes. So since it is, you can ask, okay, if it is so powerful, then how I can cross? Krishna is saying, you can surrender unto me. So if we have that faith, we surrender unto Krishna, and Krishna becomes merciful. Prabhupada explaining, it's not that we achieve so much power by surrendering to Krishna that by my own endeavor I will go out of these material modes. No. Because when Krishna sees that we are surrendered, out of parental affection, he gives mercy and asks Maya, okay, now you are done. Okay, leave this person and let him come to me. Right? So, with today's discussion, you saw how you can see Krishna everywhere, first of all. The water, earth, air, fire, ether, sound, anything. And especially, he's the seed giving father. He's saying, I am the seed of everything. And now Krishna is saying, explain that how people don't understand him. Why? Because we are covered by material modes. And this mode is very powerful. The only way you can come out of it is to surrender onto Krishna. Now question comes, what kind of people don't surrender onto Krishna? But definitely there are some people do surrender onto Krishna as a God, as a Supreme Personality of Godhead. But there are people who don't, and there are people who surrender. So what are the characteristics of these people who will surrender to Krishna and who will not surrender to Krishna? So Krishna is going to explain four kind of people who never surrender to Krishna. And there are four kind of people who come to Krishna. So that we will discuss in next session, in on Monday or Tuesday, your time in India. Any questions, comments from today's discussion? No? There should be some. All clear? So what do you think now after reading this seventh chapter? Almost we are halfway. It has 30 sloka. So we are 14. So what do you think about Krishna after reading this chapter of Bhagavad Gita?
Prabhuji, when Krishna says that I'm everything, then why he has to specify that I'm water, I'm air, I'm tree?
Because people will ask, okay, how can you prove that you are everything? So he's saying, okay, so whatever you experience, it comes. This is how you see me. Because nowadays, okay, people say, show me God. How you can show God? Krishna has gone back to personally to his abode. He 5,000 years ago he was on battlefield of Kurukshetra personally, but then he left. Now how you can show Krishna is everywhere? So Krishna has given this Gita. Okay, you can see me in water. When you drink water, you see that taste is me. When you experience sun, you see sunlight, that's me. The moonlight, that's me. The fragrance, that's me. The life air, the everything, the sound, then you can see Krishna. Okay, now I see Krishna. Nobody can say, "Oh, I'm very far away from Krishna." Everybody drinking water every day. Say that we don't know Krishna. No, there are some people who say, "I don't believe in God." And then they stop drinking water. Yeah, Krishna says, "I am the what taste of the water." Then you should drink sea water because he's saying the original taste is me. So you are drinking Krishna, but you're saying, "I don't believe in Krishna as God." That's hypocrisy. If they
Power
read
is
Bhagavad
always there.
Gita,
Yes, Krishna power is everywhere. Everywhere. Krishna power is
yeah,
everywhere.
exactly. If they read this Bhagavad Gita, can they say that I'm a theist? No. Then they have to believe they are theists because they are enjoying God. They are listening music, sound, Krishna. They want heat. Even in the belly, the digestion needs heat. To digest the food, we need heat. And Krishna is saying, I'm the heat of the fire. Right? So even digestive power, you'll read in chapter 15, it will come. Krishna says, I am the digestive juices, those enzymes, those bile acid and pancreatic secretions. Krishna says, I am that. I am the power. Who can say I'm a theist? Right? So the people who claim that I'm a theist, this is just covered by this Maya, these modes. They are in ignorance. They just ignore God or Krishna. They ignore and say, no, I am the God. So, so you see, so that's why anybody who reads Bhagavad Gita right way from right source cannot deny that there is no God or God is not Krishna because he proves. Every sloka is proving, what is his argument that okay, you don't. He knew that Kali Yuga people may question his authority, so he gave these 700 slokas. It's like 700 points to prove that don't get confused that who is God. Somebody can say, oh, Brahma is God, Shiva is God. No. Even Brahma says, Govindam Adi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. Lord Shiva spoke Rudra Gita, Rudra Geet. And there he is glorifying Krishna, that and Vishnu or Krishna, whatever you can say. Krishna, when he is in office, he is called Vishnu. When Krishna is at home in Dwaraka, uh, uh,
Govinda.
and in Dwaraka, he is called Lord Ram. He's opulent, opulence, irreverence. And but when he's in Vrindavan, his hometown, then he is called Krishna. So Vishnu, Krishna, all these Ram, there is no difference. It's just how you appear in public, right? Like president may be president in office, but at home he is grandfather. The big kids will jump on him. He'll not say, "Oh, I'm a president of this country. Don't touch me." No, but and when he goes to his friend, he's a friend. He's not. "Oh, you are a president. Let me beg you." Or no, he's a friend. When he's with wife and kids, and he's not no longer president. Out of that position, right? So, all right.